Right, okay, fan reaction time then. Coventry City 1, Burnley 2, and that is a huge win. A huge win. Massive result. That was, I know I've already said it in my 60-second review, but this is a line that I'm leading with once again. Sheffield United fans, Leeds United fans, they kept pinpointing that game and saying, this is the game where Burnley slip up. They have to go to Coventry, they have to go to Derby County. Well, obviously we've not been to Derby County just yet, and it is a tough game, don't get me wrong. But that's 50% of that games where we're going to be dropping points out of the way, and we've got 3 points. One of the Sheffield United fans was saying to me on when we're at Thursday, would you take a draw? It's a tough place to go. Take a draw. I'd take a draw there. You can't be taking draws in this promotion battle, because up until this week, well, up until recently, because obviously Leeds have fallen off a bit of a cliff recently, it's just been everybody winning every week, and even though you win all the time, you just can't seem to catch them. But obviously, Burnley are top of the league. Top of the league again. Obviously, Sheffield United slipping up and Leeds United slipping up again. Just 1 win in 6 now for Leeds. I'm surprised Blades have lost at Oxford, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm very surprised. I've not seen any of the highlights of anything, but I absolutely will take that. But anyway, let's focus more on what happened in Coventry at the CBS Arena. I've already edited Andrew's and Josh's fan reaction. And again, if you do want to get involved with the fan reactions, please make sure you get in touch with me. I'm always looking for more people to send in the fan reactions. And before I do get on, make sure you smash a like button on this video. I've realised it's not something I've ever really done, is beg for likes and subscribers and stuff. I just do my thing and get off, but all these other YouTubers do it, so I guess I might start doing it now. But if you think Burnley are going to win the league, hit the like button in below the video. Apparently it helps the algorithm or something, I don't know. But anyway, let's get on to the match. Yeah, as I was saying, already edited Andrew's and Josh's fan reactions, and both of them have said we were, they didn't say we were poor, but they said not the best performance from Burnley. Andrew even went as far as saying it were a tough watch. I don't think we were poor, but we didn't look as controlled as we have done recently. Coventry City, to be fair, they're a good side of Coventry. I know they start the season slowly. They seem to start it slowly every season, to be fair. But they've got a very dangerous front three of Coventry. And they were getting in behind us a lot more than most teams get in behind us. And that's including the likes of Leeds and Sheffield United, because obviously we played at least twice this season. They didn't get in behind as much. They did at Ellen Road, to be fair, but they didn't at Turf Moor. Completely killed that game. Coventry got in behind us quite a lot. Obviously, they scored the goal from getting in behind us. It's not a goal, though. Let's be fair, it's not a goal. I'm not going to go into that too much. I've said enough about that decision on Twitter, but it is an absolute disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace of a decision. He's clearly offside. The linesman apparently wasn't in line with play. I don't know how, because they had a bit of a scramble. But again, I'll have to see that from another angle to see if you can see the linesman. But they had a bit of a goalmouth scramble first, didn't they? Obviously, Trafford made a decent save, I think. Obviously, I was in the away end, so from what I looked at where I was, it looked like Trafford made a decent save to tip it on the post, I think. And then the lad follows it up. He then takes a shot, and that's the moment where the lad's offside. It's a yard offside. It's offside all day, and the fact that they've not given it has really, really wound me up. And I'll tell you what wound me up even more than that. The Coventry fans, like, we knew there were a lot of. I'm not going to tar them all with the same brush, because there has been a few decent Coventry fans. Obviously, Stuart, who was on the show for the pre-game show, is a good lad. And there are some others out there, and I've had some good interactions on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it tonight. But the majority of them, or if it's just a vocal minority, let's just call it that, whinging about the referee and saying we cheated them. This is coming from a fan base that scored an offside goal and celebrated it like they won the World Cup in the first 5 minutes, only to then go on and lose. Yeah, absolutely scandalous, some of the comments I've seen from them on Twitter. But that's the sort of thing you expect from these smaller fan bases, these smaller clubs. But it is what it is. The referee was poor for both teams. The amount of times that they threw themselves to the ground and it were given, but we did that as well. You know me, people who watch this channel regularly know I say things how I see it. If I think Burnley have got away with one, I'll say it. If I think Burnley have been given a dodgy decision, I'll say it. Burnley did. I think, what I reckon from today's game is I saw Coventry throw themselves to the ground quite a lot, and the referee constantly giving them free kicks, even though it quite obviously wasn't a free kick. One that I remember quite early on, I think it was in the second half, I can't remember, but quite early on in the second half, where I think it was Bobby Thomas was sort of like down there right hand side, and someone went towards him and he threw himself to the ground, and I was like, this referee, but referees always buy that, to be fair. Then I thought that we'd seen that he was giving him every single time, and we just thought, well, we might as well try it then, and then we did, and then we kept getting him as well because the referee was awful. I still don't know where he's got 5 minutes from, but Coventry fans have very delightfully told me that the ball was only in play for 47 minutes of the full match, so that's probably where he's got the 5 minutes from, to be fair. But yeah, the referee, I've spoken about him too much. That decision was awful. Their reaction to the referee on Twitter has been awful. It was poor for both sides, and he didn't really let the game flow. I'll be fair. But having said that, I thought it was a decent game against two decent sides. I thought they played well, but we defended very, very well. I thought overall, especially in that second half, because we scored, obviously, not what we're about 10, 15 minutes after they got the goal, and obviously we showed great character. I think that's another thing we need to mention today, is we showed fantastic character. To go 1-0 down early on the way we did, to then come back and win that at a place like the CBS Arena, a team that, all right, they've lost 3 out of the last 4, but before that, we're just winning every week, resurgent under Frank Lampard, to be fair. To do that and come back and win that game in such a high-pressure game, such a massive moment of the season, just shows that these lads have so much character and so much belief. And I know Scott Parker talks about that a lot, and talks about the dressing room and how they're a really good set of lads. You could see that today with the way that they played. Yes, the performance wasn't great, but we dug deep, as I think it was Josh that said, we dug deep to win that game, and we really, really did. Second half's a weird one, because I think in the first half, I think it was probably 50-50 in terms of who was the better side. Coventry were getting in behind quite a lot, which, like I've already said, probably a little bit too much for my liking, and were causing us problems with their front three. But we had moments as well, and I seem to remember there was a chance where I think it was Jadon Anthony, actually, a ball came in and he was just a few inches away from it, kind of like Gaza in '96. But I also remember Haji Wright doing exactly that at the other end, to be fair. Second half, we get the goal very, very early on. Yes, it's poor from their goalkeeper and their defenders. I don't think it's all on the goalkeeper. I haven't seen it back though, but that's just what I thought at the time. I thought the pass wasn't great to him. Then he should do better with it, to be fair. But what I will say is Jadon Anthony knows how to press players. He did it at Swansea. He's obviously done it again there. Absolutely fantastic pressing from all of them. It weren't just Jadon, to be fair, because obviously Jadon's the one that got the finish. But it were really, really good from the lads to do that pressing very, very well. And we know that. I even said that on the pre-game show when Stuart was saying we mess around with it a lot at the back and try and invite the pressure. I said to him, if you've got to do that against Burnley, you've got to do it well, and you've got to do it well for 90 minutes. And obviously that's where we get the goal, because they didn't do it that well on that particular occasion. After that, though, in that second half, I felt like it was, I think all Coventry is a stretch, but I think for the majority of that second half, they were the better side. And I'm going to say perhaps a little bit fortunate to come away with the win. On the balance of play, you might look at it and think that, but when we go in front, we just kill teams, we just kill games, and we've done exactly that today in that second half. I've seen, like I said, a lot of Coventry fans sort of like whinging about time wasting and the ball being out of play a lot and things like that. If you're winning a football match when there's only 6-7 games left in the season at a team who started the day in 5th, and you're winning 1-0 with 20 minutes left, are we supposed to just play high-tempo, kamikaze football? No, we're not. We're going to kill the games. It's good game management, and that's exactly what we did. Steve, superb again. Esteve, superb again. Trafford made a couple of decent saves and stuff. There were a couple of moments in the box where they had the long throws and stuff, and it did look a little bit, a little bit leery, but eventually we got it away. Trafford had to dive on one as well at one point. I thought he played well without having to do too much, but when he was called upon, he did it quite well. Cullen, fantastic again. He is every single week. But yeah, it's a massive win, and it's a shame that the referees kind of like overshadowed it, and it's given the Coventry fans an excuse to sort of like say that we were lucky and stuff, when, like I said, potentially on the balance of play. But on that balance of play, there's not that many clear-cut chances for Coventry, despite them stepping onto us and making us a little bit uncomfortable and getting in behind us a little bit more than most other teams did. But yeah, absolutely take that. A massive result and a massive day as well. Obviously, Sheffield United losing at Oxford. Nobody expected them to lose there. Leeds, I know it's a running joke about them falling apart, but they genuinely look like they've completely fallen apart again now. A massive game for them at Middlesbrough. on Tuesday night. I can't remember where Blades are. I think they're at home. I want to say Preston, but don't quote me on that one. And obviously we've got to go to Derby County, another tough game. But enjoy it, Clarets, because there's going to be more twists and turns. Enjoy the fact that we're top of the league now, because when it comes to Tuesday night, we might not. Derby County is a tough place to go, and we could all very easily just be on the same point soon enough, and then going into the last few games, just absolutely bricking it. But yeah, enjoy it. We are the form team at the minute. We are the team that's top of the league. We're the team getting the best results, and we're supposed to have the hardest fixtures.